Hi guys, this is Lachette from Scarlet Moon Creations, and I'm back with a new video. This is another HRCYED challenge video. This time, it's the Rainbow Challenge. Okay, so the Rainbow Challenge is not unfamiliar to anyone, I don't think, on BookTube, or probably BookTube or Book Talk. I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know about that. But the aim is to read books that their covers match certain colors of the rainbow. And some people just do like a challenge where they read books all of a certain color in one log or whatever have you, or one wrap up, and others try to do the whole rainbow. And that is the point of this prompt in the HRCYED challenge, to try and read the entire rainbow. Difficult, but not impossible. Harder than I thought, to be perfectly honest, but not impossible. I am not sure exactly how this is going to show up to you in my reading journal. I'll pop up a picture here. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of books in each color, so if I can, I'll try to fill in this spread with multiple books in each color. I left space for 7 books in each. And as a reminder, if you have not seen any of my other HRCYED videos, HRCYED is an acronym, HRCYED, the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. Yes, this is created by QWERTY. Link in the description to the announcement video. Join us if you will. It's a year-long challenge of challenges. And there are 25 prompts. This is one of them, to read a book. I will read the details of that. Complete the rainbow. Read a book for each color of this rainbow, the HRCYED rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, white, black, and brown. You may double up on books for this challenge, but not double up colors. A book that is red and black may only be used for either the red space or the black space. The color must be the majority of the cover. And that is, none of that is, outside of the realm of possibilities. I just realized that, like in life, I like a variety of colors on my books. Like the ones that I tend to be most attracted to or have multiple colors. And so it's hard to pick up books that are the majority of one color. That usually happens, honestly, by happenstance. And books that are book club picks and so are kind of required reading, or they seem to be series that I'm already into, and the book comes out in that color majority, and so yeah. There is some leeway for hues and shades and whatnot if you're an artist or a color person like I am. There's various shades and hues, and brightness and saturation of various color. Like my red shirt and my red walls here are not the same. But anyway, so I may show you just one book because, like the other kind of list prompts videos here, I'm not going to go into depth for reviews on this video. It's just going to be me showing you the book, tell you what color, and I'll tell you the title and the author, and if I remember to, my star rating. So let's get started with the color red, which is my favorite color by a small margin. That's why it's everywhere on my channel. And like I said, you might see one book, you might see multiple. I'm also, I'm gonna try and remember if I remember, I'm going to attempt to change my shirt so that it matches the color I'm talking about. So yeah, since this is a piecemeal video, we'll see how it goes. Might even edit this out so you don't even know. Yeah, so the book I read for the color red, Into the Bright Open by Cherie. This is a Secret Garden remix, one of the remix classics that I read for my remix classics read along. So a YA book, and I wasn't sure. This is like the first, it seems, majority red, but all of these poppies make it feel very, very red all over. So that's my red book. A book I read for the color red is One Night, One Bite by Dria Andersen, which I gave 4 stars. Paranormal romance written by a black author with black main characters. So this is black love with vampires. Hey, so for the color orange, I read The Tea Dragon Tapestry. This is by K. O'Neill. This is the third book, in the Tea Dragon Society series. These are kids, or middle grade, I forget. And I gave this one 5 stars. Absolutely beautiful. Hi guys. For the color yellow, I read Teach the Torches to Burn by Roehrig. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling, part of the remix classics, and also an LGBTQIA plus book. So if you haven't watched my Queer Rainbow Challenge video, go check that out to find out more details there. And for a full in-depth vlog about this book, do check out the reading blog I have for it. As I don't have a whole lot of yellow in my wardrobe, this is, I think, the only yellow top I have. That proved to be the case. There might be some arguments against this one, but I did give it 4 stars. So for the color green, wow, I've read a book that might be a little bit controversial. There's Blood of Dragons, and this is by Robin Hobb. This is book 4 in the Rain Wild Chronicles, and I gave it 3.5 stars. Also, I have the Tea Dragon Society. This is by Katie O'Neill, and it's majority green. We even get 2 different shades of green. This was a read picked for the Realm of Comics Book Club 2024, and it's book 1 in the Tea Dragon Society book series. This is kids or middle grade, I think, and I gave this one 5 stars. For the color blue, I have the Tea Dragon Festival. This is the 2nd book in the Tea Dragon Society series by Katie O'Neill, like middle grade books. So I think it's mostly blue thanks to the blue sky. The back cover is pretty much all blue. I gave this 4 stars. It was a little bit different, but still really great and awesome artwork. If that's not blue enough, The Blackbird Oracle by Deborah Harkness. This is book 5 in the All Soul series. Many of you might know by the first book, A Discovery of Witches, which also has a TV show. This book also fit my summer book for the seasonal challenge of HRCYED. So if you want more in-depth details about it and a review, go check out that video if it's out. But I have filmed that part of it that season. Anyway, I really love this book, and it's a super dark blue. I don't have it physically on hand anymore because I was in my head Blackbird Oracle, so I just sent it back to the library. Now, if that book wasn't enough blue for you, this is why I have the idea of multiple books. Because I also have the Apothecary Diaries Volume 7. And these tend to be mostly white or faded backgrounds. But even the faded drawings are a shade of blue, as is most of her outfit. And they even put some blue color in her hair. But wait, I gave this one a 3 stars just because it was ending one plot and beginning several others in one volume here. But this is a kind of mystery, historical, cozy mystery manga series if you are interested. But wait. Alright, for the color purple, I read Role Playing by Kathy Yardley. This is a contemporary romance with some older than average protagonists that I love so much, and I gave this 5 stars. Now, since I know an argument could be made against that particular one because shades and hues and whatnot, some look pink, I got another one for you. Alpha Night by Nalini Singh. This is the 6th book in the Psy Changeling trilogy, the 4th book in the Psy Changeling trilogy series, the paranormal romance series set in the future. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. There's our purple. I also had Sweet Vengeance as an option. This is by Viano, Oniomoh, and this is also a romance, but kind of a more explicit romance, erotic fantasy with some LGBT plus rep in it. I talk about it in my Queer Rainbow Challenge, so go check that out, as well as in way more detail in the international non-US, UK, or Canada book settings books. That made sense. Okay, so I don't know how well this is coming across, but I'm wearing a very pale pink. And the person who made this necklace for me did not have pink beads, so I couldn't whip it out. The book I read for the color pink is the Apothecary Diaries Volume 8. Again, check her out. Various shades of pink with the pale pink in the background, and I love this. This is, like I said before, a historical cozy mystery series, and this particular volume, I think I gave 3.5 stars. Okay, so the book I read for the color pink in The Last Guard by Nalini Singh. This is the 5th book in the Psy Changeling Trinity, and I gave this 3.5 stars. This is a paranormal romance series that I love and I'm trying to catch up on. Okay guys, for the color white, it's really difficult. But I've read The King's Beast Volume 2. Honestly, this entire series is looking very pale. The backgrounds are usually white and everyone's drawn in very light watercolor pastels. So everything looks washed out. But this particular cover, the character is wearing white. And this series is by Ray Toma. It's a manga series, a historical fantasy for adults. So I enjoyed this volume better than the first one, so I will probably continue. For the color black, I got The Dead Cattail Assassins by P. Jelly Clark. I love this book. Also, this fit for the new release in August 2024, so go check out my new releases video if you want a little more detail about that one. Okay, the next book with a black cover is Her Vicious Beast, The Beginning by E.P. Bali. I technically could include this entire series here, but I'm holding out to see if I want to use the other covers for other colors. But yeah. This is the beginning of the series. It's a paranormal romance series. I gave this novella 5 stars, and I love it. Oh, and it's an indie romance, indie author, available via Kindle. So if you want hardcovers, you can get them directly from her website, and she sprays, the author does the sprayed edges herself, so might want to get those. Last, but definitely not least, is my brown book. I surprisingly don't have anything brown to wear, particularly in my upper body, like a shirt or a dress. So you get beige. Anyway, the book that I read for brown is When the Stars Have Teeth by Danny Trujillo. This is the 2nd book in her sort of connected series. Lizards Hold the Sun was book 1, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. This is a contemporary romance by an indigenous author with indigenous main characters, so own voices, and has a lot of different shades of brown on it. Her hair, the walkway, their skin, though you don't see a lot of it, and his pants. I thought the bridge was, then I zoom in and it's red, but we're gonna go with it because I'm using the brown. Forget those other colors. We're following Buffy, who is the younger sister of our main character in the first book. She has moved to San Francisco and works at a indigenous care center. So they help the elderly, single mothers, those who have health issues, people looking for jobs and or places to live, things like that. I don't know what the overarching term is. I've been in places like that, not for indigenous people, but either for black people or Hispanic people or been out of a job. I've been looking for help with school and different things like that. But anyway, so I just gonna call it a care center. And our male main character, Santiago, is Latino, and his grandmother is one of the elderly being taken care of at the center. I felt like at times Buffy was, I was missing why she was feeling the way she was, especially the anger. I didn't quite get. And maybe I need to read the first book again to pick up some of the things. But not anger at Santiago, but just at life. But besides that, I totally enjoyed it. There is, I guess, more character warnings for character death, not either one of them, but someone important to them, and well, that was a lot. I like the different family dynamics, being the care center, their dynamic as a couple, both, before they were in a relationship and then after. Very interesting. No third act breakup. There is some separation time, mostly due to the death. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to read more. I don't know who's next, but maybe one of the other siblings, or who knows. I do know that I like Danny Trujillo's writing style. So yes, I talked too much about this because this is supposed to be quick. Hey guys, so I neglected to film an outro, and since it's been a while, doing it now while editing. But those are all the books I read to fulfill the HRCYED Rainbow Book Challenge for version 1 of HRCYED. I know we're deep into version 2, and there's an even bigger rainbow, but that's not what this is. I included a lot of clips or I should say multiple books clips for each color, because I wasn't sure which ones I would finally use. Suffice it to say, every book that I did use officially is in this video. The rest could just be recommendations for you guys for version 2 or whatever have you. As always, I'm just trying to read diversely. So lots of BIPOC authors in here, from all over the place. But yeah, guys, like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you are new. Hit the notification bell so you know when the next video is coming. I'll be working on it after this, I promise. So soon. I think my new releases video, again, for HRCYED 1, since I'm behind on posting everything I filmed. But yeah, guys, links to the original announcement video, to all of the related videos if you want a more detailed reviews. When the stars had teeth, this was the only place I used it, so that's why I left that review there, or here I should say. But for the other colors and the other books I mentioned, look out for those reading vlogs, and links to my Patreon and my Etsy shop, and a 10% off discount code for the Etsy shop, and a link to my story graph if you would like to see what I'm reading as I'm reading it, since clearly I'm behind on filming. In the description below, all those links will be. But anyway, that is it for me today. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.